levels, but sometimes I look at a problem and I was like, well, what? It could be any one of 4 different things, I don't know. So it was really helpful to see not just what the problems were, but what Webb's explanations were for each of the problems. So I'll send that out to everybody. Now another thing that I actually want to highlight before we move on to Riley's part, is the depth of knowledge in the GED test. In the educator assessment guide, they said that about 80% of the problems will be level 2 or 3 across the subjects, and about 20% will be level 1. But what we noticed going through the item sampler, looking at the different levels, the item sampler had no level 3 questions in the math test. None at all. It was mostly level 2 and a couple level 1. Which actually, when you think about it, makes sense because level 3 questions are often open-ended and require explanation and justification, which the other sections cover in the essay part. But on the math test, you're not going to hit that as much. So we're not telling you that there are no level 3 questions on the math test, because there could be. But in terms of focusing your efforts, the level 1 and level 2, the level 2 in particular, is going to be the vast majority of the questions. That tree question we looked at earlier, that was a level 2 question. It was non-routine. It involved a couple options, but you weren't asked to justify it. So it didn't go above a level 2. And then we're not going to read through this because that's a lot of text, but another helpful resource that I've seen is in the GED Assessment Guide for Educators. It's on page 2.6, is a chart that outlines, that gives you, examples of each type of problem. And actually, if you Google depth of knowledge chart for math, there are much better charts that are in the depth of knowledge, whatever that book is called, the Assessment Guide for Educators. There are charts where each level gives you like 2 pages of details on the types of questions that you might find in that level, which is really helpful for when you're targeting specific critical thinking skills. So, we talked about real-life context, which is a way that helps students to generalize the concepts they know.